Hi everybody, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, believe it or not, when you go on a cruise, there are sometimes some rules and there are also some things that happen that you don't know about, and some people just freak out about it, and it's literally the simplest things. So first off, let's talk about a story that a passenger wrote in. They were very upset, absolutely fuming, because they were getting off in Southampton and apparently there was a delay. And they were very upset with this. And they wrote into John Hill saying, you know what, we know you don't care because you've already left the sinking ship, but we had to wait an hour and 20 minutes before we were allowed to get off at the terminal. We're Diamond members. This is deplorable. Do you ever notice that it's always people who are high status that always seem to have the most mundane complaints sometimes? What actually happened was, it's nothing to do with the ship or the crew. They had immigration issues at the terminal, and the Coast Guard came on board and had to do a safety drill on board, which involves every one of the crew members. And when that happens, they don't allow disembarkation until these things are done. So it's not the crew, it's not the ship, it's not John Hill, it's not Carnival, it's not the crew, it's immigration and the Coast Guard. So if you want to yell at somebody, yell at them. But also, just because you're a Diamond member doesn't mean you can just freak out at, a delay that has absolutely nothing to do with the crew members, etc. And speaking of having nothing to do with the crew members, another passenger wrote in that they were just, again, furious, absolutely furious, that they were charged for the water bottles in their stateroom. Now, if you've been on Carnival before, you have a certain status, etc., you can get a free bottle of water. Trouble is, you have to get the free bottle of water at the bar. You don't get it from the stateroom. They're two different departments. The free bottles of water are from the bar accounts. The stateroom bottles of water are from the hotel services department. Those ones you get charged for. And instead of just going down to customer service and saying, hey, we were charged for these bottles of water, I thought they were free, and being explained the goings and comings of how it's supposed to work and probably working it out with no problems, they decided to write into John Hill and threaten to remove the gratuities for the entire crew because of a bottle of water. Once again, platinum members. We are platinum and we were charged for a bottle of water, so I'm not going to pay anybody their tips or gratuities or behind the scenes because I'm that angry about a bottle of water. Again, the most mundane, innocent little things. Sometimes it's hilarious at what people freak out about, right? It's just crazy. Another example of something that's happened is you can purchase on certain cruise lines the ability to go and kind of drop off your luggage when you get on board, right? Even sometimes you have your status that you can just go drop off any carry-ons you may have and drop it off in your stateroom and then go and enjoy the ship. You still can't go into your stateroom and, take a bath and a shower and change your clothes and get ready, take a nap. You can't do anything like that until the actual rooms are supposed to be ready and are announced over the intercom. Well, people are getting to the point where they're telling stateroom attendants when they go to the room and they're dropping off their luggage, instead of just dropping it off, they're staying there and telling the stateroom attendant to come back later. they have stuff they want to do in the room. That's not how things work, folks. First of all, now a room is open. If anything goes missing, it's on the stateroom attendant. Other doors in the hall may be opened that these people could go in and out, steal something if they wanted to, or just basically now, instead of having his job done and finishing, he has to wait around for these people to leave the cabin. And if it's not done, then guess who's going to be the first people to complain? That's right, those people, right? Also, it doesn't give a great impression if the room's not ready yet when you walk in, and then you complain after, well, this wasn't done, this wasn't. Well, you might have made the guy wait an extra 4 hours to get that stuff done for you while he's trying to do his job or her job. So no, if you have one of those things, it doesn't, just drop off your luggage, your carry-ons, and then go and have a drink or something to eat, or just relax on the pool deck. It's some rules out there that some people just have a hard time following. And again, it always seems to be people with the most status, which is annoying to me because I have high status and I think I'm pretty easygoing on a cruise. And I'm pretty sure the crew members never have a difficulty when I'm sailing because I have the utmost respect for the jobs they do and how hard their jobs are, right? And remember the bottled water story I just told? Can you imagine you're a hard-working crew attendant and you're just trying to do your job and everything, and somebody freaks out because they saw on their bill that they got charged for water bottle, and they're sitting there angry at you and yelling at you, and all you did was tick a box on a piece of paper saying that the bottle of water needs to be replaced. And it's accounting that went ahead and charged this person. It had nothing to do with you than doing your job, right? That's what they're supposed to do. And people freak out over you for the little things like that. It would drive me up the wall. It would drive me crazy. And all the complaints that I hear sometimes about the smallest little things that just drive you nuts. Like you've seen some people complaining. A bunch of ladies went on a cruise recently and they decided to dress up as Mrs. Roper. Now, if you don't know who Mrs. Roper is, she's from Three's Company, the old TV show, right? Where she was one of the landladies that had Jack and Chrissy, and it's just a character. And they decided to have some fun and dress up as Mrs. Roper. Well, people complained that, hey, these people are dressed up like this. And it made us, what? It made you uncomfortable? Why? That is the most harmless thing you could possibly do. It's not an insulting character. It's not an angry character. It's not a character in history that was known for things like discrimination or anything. It's just a TV character from one of their old favorite TV shows they thought would be fun to dress up. But no. People can't have fun. You gotta complain about it. You gotta say, hey, they shouldn't do it because I don't like it. Wow, right? So here's some things. First of all, don't threaten to cut a crew member's gratuities off because of water. Maybe try and solve the issue first. Don't go to your cabin and tell the crew member to come back later because you want to take a nap, or you want to brush your teeth, or you want to go through your luggage or do some work in your... It's not the way things work. We got to have a little bit of decorum and a little bit of fun and a little respect for the people doing the jobs on the cruise ships. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think it's funny that it always seems to be people writing in for these little complaints always seem to be the high status people? It does to me. It does to me. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.